First plant on earth was born, in order to destroy it. The sun god exerted all his strength but could not hurt it at all, and the moon god, in order to protect the plant, exerted all her strength to stop the sun god. The sun god came over. He first shone the seedling with 100-degree sunlight. The seedling not only had no problem, but also grew a lot. Suddenly a few drops of water fell. The sun god looked up. It turned out that his good friend, the moon god, had come. Then she cast a spell to drop the water droplets on the seedling. The seedling grew a lot, but this angered the sun god. He saw him seriously casting a spell, shining 500-degree sunlight on the seedling, but it still couldn't hurt the seedling. The moon god saw this and began to mock, decided to show the sun god a good hand. The moon god summoned dark clouds, and let the raindrops fall on the seedling. The sun god saw this and was directly angry, in order to destroy the seedling as soon as possible. He no longer retained his strength. He saw him summon a small sun, shining 1000-degree sunlight on the seedling. But the seedling, under the protection of the moon god, did not suffer any harm. The moon god decided to cast a spell. This time she summoned more rainwater. The flame of the sun god was even extinguished by the rainwater. The sun god was very angry at being humiliated by the moon god. He jumped in the air and used half of his strength to summon a small sun. Instantly, a high temperature of 5000 degrees enveloped the seedling, and the moon god, in order to protect the seedling, she also used half of her strength to summon rainwater. This caught the sun god off guard, and the plant got better and better under the washing of the rainwater. The sun god was completely angered by this. He decided to make a break with the moon god. The moon god was not to be outdone. Then two invisible forces, constantly colliding above the seedling. The seedling could hardly bear the pressure brought by the two energies. Who knows, the next second, the two forces actually exploded. The poor seedling was exhausted. The moon god couldn't help crying, and the sun god also realized his mistake. A tear of the moon god fell on the seedling. At this time, the sun god decided to reform. He injected his life energy into the seedling. The moon god also passed her life water to the seedling, but after doing these, it was still impossible to save the seedling. Just when they were disappointed, the seedling was rejuvenated. Then the weather began to clear up. With the joint efforts of the two, the desert gradually turned into an oasis.
Like, comment, and subscribe.